Before I knew I was gay, I had this best friend named Troy who lived down the street from me. Troy and I hung out all the time. We would go skateboarding together. There were a couple other guys who lived nearby that we would hang out with. We did straight guy things. Troy and I were at that age that you like start to get curious about stuff. Curiosity led us to do a lot of wild, stupid things. For example, there was another guy who lived nearby that we used to play Truth or Dare with often, and these Truth or Dare games would always end with us like daring each other to whip it out. We also used to like moon cars at the top of the street when they would drive by, or like go streaking together, stupid stuff like that. So obviously I've seen Troy's thing, but I've never seen him like do anything with it. But one day Troy and I were hanging out, and my dad was gone. I don't know, he's at work or something. Troy and I went to where we shouldn't be, which was in my dad's bedroom, and started looking through all his stuff. We were searching through his closet, and we opened one of his drawers, and the drawer was filled with VHS tapes. All of these were movies that we recognized, but one of them was labeled Snatch. And we knew what Snatch meant, so we thought that maybe that would be like a different kind of adult movie. Now, I know that Snatch is actually the name of a movie. I've seen it. It's really good. I think it's about like robbing like a diamond place or something. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they like snatch diamonds in the movie, right? Anyways, at the time, we had never heard of this movie. So we didn't know. We just figured like Snatch meant snatch, like a girl's private parts. So we found this movie Snatch that we assumed was an adult movie, and Troy suggested that we watch it. That suggestion both excited me and made me really nervous. Like, of course I wanted to watch that kind of movie with Troy. Like, even though I didn't really realize that I was gay, I still knew that like that kind of stuff excited me. But I was also really shy and insecure, and like the idea of Troy seeing me do that freaked me out. But I didn't want to be a wimp, and I really wanted to see Troy do his thing while we watched that movie. So I agreed and said like, yeah, let's watch it. So we popped in the movie and pressed play. Now, looking back on this, I find it fucking hilarious that when we pressed play on the movie, it was not the movie Snatch. Like, apparently my dad had thought the same thing that me and Troy had thought, and he had snuck an adult movie into the Snatch movie box. Literally wasn't until about 10 years later that I found out that Snatch is an actual movie. Anyways, we press play, and Troy and I are like mesmerized for a little bit. Like, I don't think either of us had seen stuff like this before. And Troy suggests that we each sit on opposite sides of the bed so that neither of us can like see what each other are doing, right? I was kind of bummed about this. Like, I really wanted to see what Troy was doing, but I didn't want him to think I was gay. So I was like, okay, we'll sit on opposite sides of the bed. So we're sitting there watching the movie, and we both start taking care of business. As I'm watching the movie, I look over to the balcony where there's glass windows, and I notice that in the reflection of the windows, I can see everything Troy is doing. So now it's pretty hard for me to pay attention to the movie because honestly what was happening in the reflection of the window was far more interesting to me. Literally just staring in the window, and all of a sudden Troy notices what I'm staring at. I'm sorry guys, I ran out of time, but follow for part 2.